Okay, for this one, we're going to turn up the LEDs on our keyboard and get your energy drink because we're going to talk about Python in this episode of FTK Feature Focus. Okay, welcome to this week's episode of Feature Focus. I'm Justin Tolman, the Director of Training over North America at Xtero, and this week we're going to be talking about the Python Scripter, the last of our tool menu processing options that we're going to go over in this little mini 3-episode series. And so the Python Scripter, a recent addition to the 7 version of FTK. This feature is near and dear to my heart because product gave me the opportunity to work directly with the developer on the building of this. And so I got to help make it exactly what I wanted it. So let's be honest, you got to like it. It's just the way it is. Okay. So let's jump into FTK, take a look at it, what you can do with it, how you can use it, and how it can help you in your cases. So yeah, let's go. Where do we start? You guessed it, the tools menu. So we're going to go up to tools and we're going to select run Python script. Now, this is, it's in the tool menu here. It'll open up the wizard. You can also right click on any item within the file list pane or within the evidence items pane to open up the Python scripter as well. It's going to be there. So first off, what does the Python scripter allow you to do? Well, it allows you to run Python scripts against any of the evidence within your case. So that's what it is. Do you need to know how to code Python to use it? No. The Python scripter comes with a few default scripts. We'll show one of those in this video. Or if you know someone who writes Python, they can write a script for you and you can load it in. Or there's no better time to learn Python than right now. And you can use those newfound skills on a test case or whatever to get good at forensic Pythoning. Now, how does it work? So step one, the first thing it's going to do is export whatever you want to work on with Python out of your case into a working directory. Okay. It uses FTK's export engine. So if I were to expand advanced file options, you'll see exporting options that are relevant to exporting files out. So it has like the all checked, all highlighted, all listed, those types of things to specify what you're going to export. And then it has advanced file options if you want to specify. You'll notice that in option 1, append item number to file name is checked and it's required. You can't deselect it. And we'll talk about why this is in a bit. If you have a script that is very file name specific, you're looking for something, you have 2 options. Either write your script to ignore the appended item number, or you can do option 2, which will you've exported manually and you're going to run on something outside. For this video, we're going to talk about step 1. Specify the destination of where you're going to export. So we'll export to the desktop, not the best location, but what are you going to do? So we're going to say pyin. The name doesn't matter. It does not matter what you name it. I just have my own. I got to actually select it. I just have my own way of naming things. So we specify where we're going to export. We'll do all listed, and we've got some graphics here you see in the back. Okay, so then we'll click next. And what it's going to do is it's going to export those files out. Once the export finishes, click next. Step 3 is where you choose your script. You can also add a script here, and we'll copy it into the Python script directory in FTK so that you can use it later. There will be some default scripts in here. For this one, I'm going to choose exif to kmz.exe. It'll populate the path to it. Now, the first parameter we already specified with our export path. So notice that it's already populated in here from step 1. And then we have to also specify an output. So we'll hit the 3 dots and we will select, or we'll make a new folder just to show the process, I guess. We'll say pyout2 since I already have one, and we'll select that and hit OK. So we have our first parameter, second parameter, in and out. And then it shows what the script is that it's going to run here, just like it would run. Then we're going to click next, and the script is going to execute. Any script output, print commands, error codes that are handled by your script via print will be displayed in this script output here. If you want to save this, simply just Control A, Control C, copy it out. Any exceptions or errors that are unhandled will appear down here in the warnings and errors. So just check to make sure that finishes okay, and then click next. Remember when I said we would talk about the item number being appended to the file name later? Now is later. So because we appended that, FTK can look at that item number attached to the name and then match it to the case. And what it can do is bookmark those files and bring in anything that you have created as supplementary files. Okay, so we'll create a bookmark here. We'll call it exif images. If I can type, there we go. We'll assign it to our user. Okay, so the supplementary files that'll be attached are going to be listed here within the supplementary file section. You can choose to remove or add any files that you want. So we'll remove all these images because we don't need them. And what that leaves us with is this script output that we actually care about. Okay, and that's the creation of this KMZ file, which we can then open in Google Earth. So it's going to create this bookmarks. We'll say next. And it's finished. We say next, gives us a little summary, and then we say finish. Now all these files will be bookmarked, hence the pink color, because we ran a script on it and we created a bookmark. Okay, and if we go over to bookmarks and click on exif images, you can see the images here, but we also see, say, the log file that the script created, the KML, the KMZ. We don't want to look at that yet. In the CSV file, these were created by the script. Okay, so if we minimize FTK, come over to PyOut2 and open our exifdata.kmz. So once Google Earth opens, we've zoomed in a little bit, expanded our output, and what did this script do? It created a KMZ file of all the graphics in the case that contained GPS coordinates, and it placed them on the map. We have a list over here complete with thumbnails and then the relevant EXIF information printed here so you can see all the information, where it was taken, etc. So why might you use the FTK Python Scripter? Well, it's whatever you want to use it for. I've said a couple times while making these videos that product teams, regardless of the software, have to design the software to do the most good to the most people. But a lot of times you may not be the most people, but you still have something that needs to get done. The Python Scripter allows you to kind of take that power into your own hands and code something. This script, for example, was the first script I ever really wrote, the first like whole script. And it dates back to the Mobile Phone Examiner days, where Mobile Phone Examiner actually had a Python scripter in it, but it didn't have any mapping software abilities in it. And so this is basically the script I taught myself to write Python in to solve a problem. And now I've just moved it and made it compatible. And it's been updated many times over the years to be with FTK. So you can use Python to create a customized output to fit your needs. And just to point out again, the files are already in a bookmark and ready to append to a report. That work has been done by automatically appending your output as a supplementary file through the Python script wizard. So that is the lightning round of the Python scripter. It actually has a lot more power than what we had time to go through here. We cover all the advanced stuff for sure in our training, but if you know Python, get in and play with it. If you don't, I suggest you learn it. And one question that I get all the time is, where should I start to learn it? And there's a bunch of courses out there that can help you to, of course, learn. Bunch of resources out there, both free and premium. But my tip to you would be, find a project in forensics, find an artifact, and just code Python to do something with it. And don't worry about if your tool already does it or if somebody else has written that script or something like that. Use it as a learning opportunity. So find something that you're interested in and just start coding it, start Googling it, trying to figure out what it's going to take to figure that out. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week. And I know last video I said it was April, so I shed the hoodie, but then it got cold here. So the hoodie came back, but it's gray. So I feel like, you know, we put that one kind of away for a bit and we switched it up. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.